Podcast, we'll take a look at thermoregulation, which is the control of body temperature. As you may have learnt about before, homeostasis is the control and maintenance of our internal body conditions, and one of those things is body temperature. Our body temperature needs to be kept as close to 37 degrees C as possible. Receptors detect changes and relay the information to the central nervous system, which then allows effectors, which are muscles or glands, to respond. So in our brain, we have receptors in the thermoregulatory center, which monitor the internal body temperature of the blood which flows through the brain. We also have receptors on our skin, on the surface, which monitor the temperature at the surface of the body. So the receptors on the surface of the skin monitor the surface body temperature, and receptors in the thermoregulatory center of our brain monitor the internal body temperature as blood flows through the brain. And so thermoregulation, the definition of that is the control of body temperature. So as I said previously, we want to keep our body temperature close to 37 degrees C. So if our body is too cold, what can we do about that? Well, some responses are muscle contraction can increase, which is causing shivering. So your body's shivering loads, and this is the rapid contraction of muscles. Hairs can also stand on end, and this traps air which flows through, which is an insulatory layer. And the blood vessels will also constrict to reduce blood flow in the capillaries close to the surface of the skin. This is called vasoconstriction, so less heat. If our body is too hot, sweat is released from sweat glands underneath the skin. Hairs can lie flat, and blood vessels can dilate to allow more blood to enter capillaries that pass close to the surface of the skin. This is called vasodilation. So if our body is too cold, hairs will stand on end, muscles will contract, and blood vessels will constrict. So yeah, hairs stand on end, we shiver, and the blood vessels constrict. So can you know what our optimal body temperature is? That's right, it was 37 degrees C. And if we're too hot, and if we're too cold, we might shiver. So we keep our body temperature close to 37 degrees C, and receptors detect temperature changes and relay the information to the central nervous system, which then effectors will then respond. Two terms we talked about earlier were vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Vaso means that something is related to blood vessels. Vasodilation is the dilation of blood vessels, so the widening, to allow more blood to enter capillaries. Vasoconstriction is the constriction of blood vessels, which reduces blood flow in capillaries. So when our body is too hot, we might sweat, the capillaries might dilate, and our hairs will lie flat. And they'll lie on end when we're too cold.